I keep things, golf things. They're monuments to moments. And over the years, I've collected a lot of golf moments, more than my fair share. Some things I probably should have left in the past, some things I could probably still throw away, and other things I can't bear to part with. These 3 balls, and well, I guess 4 now, represent things that at one point in my life I thought were impossible. Breaking 90, breaking 80, breaking par, and breaking 70. Each a roadblock, a milestone that I perceived to be impossible. And each, in time, giving way just like the last. We're going to talk about golf balls, I guess, but we're also going to talk about other things. These trophies behind me on my desk that I've never actually talked about. But moreover, we're going to talk about the importance of celebrating the wins. If you watch the Welcome to Wrexham series, I think it's on Hulu or something, it's a great, great series. And in the intro, the song they play says, "Don't forget to sing when you win." And coincidentally, I started watching that show around the time that I started this journey. And that show is about bringing a small football team to the Premier League. If you know anything about soccer, if you know anything about the Premier League, you'll know that going from a non-league team to a Premier League team is impossible. At least theoretically it's not, but in practicality it's very hard, if nothing else. And I am myself on an impossible journey to go from regular dude to professional golfer. One thing that show does really well is celebrate the wins. They don't forget to sing when they win. Even if it's a minor win, even if it's a small win, even if it's a relatively meaningless win compared to everyone else's accomplishments, it's still important to celebrate the wins. Why? Let's talk about that, but let's also talk about this. This is the claret jug. Well, not the real one, obviously, but it's our claret jug. And you can see here on the bottom, it says the Open Championship, 2010, North Augusta. This trophy we bought from Goodwill. I think it's technically actually a candle holder. To me, it's always been the claret jug. And I won 2 of these. When me, Banks, Travis, and Jordan grew up playing at the North Augusta Country Club, we played for majors. I think I mentioned that before. We had a green jacket, we had a US Open, we had a PGA Open, we had a PGA Championship, and the Open, complete with a miniature claret jug. And this was, along with the green jacket, my most prized possession. To have won 2 green jackets and 2 claret jugs, quite an accomplishment at 11 years old. But inherently, this has no value, right? This is just a Goodwill thrifted item, candle holder that someone wanted to throw away but wanted to feel better about throwing it away, and so they donated it instead. To me, it means a lot. I also have this trophy. This is not a real trophy. Well, I guess it's a real trophy, but it doesn't actually mean anything. My parents got me this trophy. And I don't really remember the occasion, to be honest with you. But I remember the support that they've given me through the years with golf and life. And so again, this trophy, broken, busted, tarnished, totally meaningless to Tiger Woods or anyone else. I didn't actually do anything to get it. I didn't win a tournament, I didn't shoot a score, but this represents the love and support from my parents. Thirdly and finally, we have this trophy. This trophy says 2023 Snag Bend, Utah Invitational Cattail Creek. This trophy I did win, technically. We had a employee snag tournament, bracket style, March Madness. We had everybody filled out a bracket, it was great. It was a lot of fun. And in the end, I was the lone person standing, walked away with this trophy. This represents a great time with great friends. I met a lot of people in Colorado that are really, really good people. They were great coworkers, and we had a lot of fun playing the 2023 Snag Invitational. This is the snag course, by the way, that I still have the course record at, 600. So if you want to go to Cattail Creek and check out the snag course in Loveland, Colorado, you can try to break my record, but I'll tell you right now, it's not going to happen. Again, also a totally meaningless trophy. in the grand scheme of things, but to me, very important. That's why I have these 3 up here behind me in all of my videos, because they're important. They mean something to me. They represent something. I'm going to be direct in this video. Stop comparing your accomplishments to other people's. Please. It does you no good to compare your milestones to someone else's milestones. I can sit here all day long and say, well, Jordan Spieth won the Junior PGA, and Jordan Spieth played in Junior Worlds, and Jordan Spieth won the Masters at 21 years old, and so did Tiger Woods, and I'm 28, and I've played in 4 golf tournaments. Great. I still celebrated my first professional event, my debut. It was a 1-day tournament. I shot 77. I didn't win the Masters at 21. Cool. And it's very important that we be intentional with this celebration. This celebration must be planned, thought about, accepted, and lived. You have to be present in the moment and experience your celebration. Every personal record, every accomplishment, every milestone is special. Don't miss one chasing the next. You don't celebrate each milestone. You don't have a reason to keep going. You just feel defeated all day, every day, because you're not at the top yet. You're not as good as you could be. So you don't see all the progress you're making. All you see is the deficit between your ideal self and your current self. And living in that deficit is a recipe for burnout. It's great to have standards. We all want to have high standards for ourselves. But when we execute, when we succeed, when we meet those standards, we have got to take some time and appreciate that. Because otherwise, what are we working for? If you're going to have high standards, you better celebrate when you hit those marks. Because what does that say about you if you're able to hit high standards? It says you're pretty freaking good at whatever you're doing. And if we miss that moment, we miss so much about the journey. Since I started this journey, I've gotten so many people that say, this is impossible. Don't bother, you're not going to make it. And I expected that. That's fine, I get it. But I also used to think breaking 90 was impossible. Breaking 80, breaking 70. In fact, when I started playing golf at 11 years old, I thought hitting a 200-yard drive was impossible. I thought I would never get it past 200 yards. Now it's a comfortable 6-iron. My issue with this mentality of not trying because it's impossible just completely negates effort, just as not celebrating the wins does. Well, you did good, but you aren't as good as Tiger Woods. Then what's the point in trying? You see what I'm saying? These things only serve to defeat us. They only serve to depress our motivation. There's a lot of people that are backing me in this. There's a lot of people that are rooting for me and cheering me on. And I just shot my best score of all time a few days ago. Shot a 68. And that's partially what this video is to talk about. Talk about my first ever bogey-free round. Shot 33, 35, 68 with 4 birdies. Hit 16 of 18 greens. All of those are career best for me. If I said, great, I shot 68, but I missed a 5-footer on hole 10, ended up parring it. And you know what? I actually parred all 5 par 5s. I played them even par. I didn't birdie a single one of them, even though they're all reachable. So really, how good was that 68? Not only am I doing a disservice to myself, not only am I missing an amazing moment, what could be a fantastic, heartwarming moment on this journey, I'm also disrespecting and doing a disservice to everybody who's supporting me. They want to see progress. And if every time I have progress, every time I'm 1% better, I just minimize it and shut it down, it's a slap in the face to everybody who supports you. The whole point of this experiment is the journey. It is the playing golf. It is the practicing. It's the long days. It's sweating in the gym. It's getting sunburn. It's shooting your best score and then shooting a bad score and then shooting a good score and then back to a bad score. It's that grind. That's the journey. If you're not going to live in it, if you're not going to celebrate it, get off the ride. You've got to pay attention. And when something good happens, when you succeed, Smile, sing, dance, go out to dinner. That's what we did. When I broke 70 for the first time, when I posted my first video on YouTube, I just hit 10,000 followers on TikTok, which means I'm monetized now. All of those milestones, we went out to our favorite place to eat. Nothing crazy, nothing fancy. But spend that hour going out to get something to eat. Spend that hour celebrating. It's 1 hour. You can take an hour off, I promise you. As much as everybody in the comments will have you believe that you have to hit the range 6 hours a day, followed by 36 holes and then another 6 hours on the putting green, that's not how it works. That's going to burn you out. If you want to be in it for the long haul, if you want to succeed long term, enjoy the journey. We hear that all the time, that the journey is the whole point. Yes, it is, but what does that mean? It means celebrate along the way. Take stock in your surroundings. Be aware of what you're feeling in the moment. And when that feeling happens to be joy or elation or happiness or even pride at your accomplishments, accept that. Feel it. Save the golf balls. Enjoy it. Don't miss it. Yes, I may not have 10 majors. I got 2 claret jugs, 2 green jackets. And the joy I felt when I won these with our friends was unbridled, unmatched. This is why we play the game. If you're going to keep playing it, enjoy it. Celebrate. And sing when you win.